What up, Battle Masters? It's your boy Compton, the Blood Preacher, and in today's video, we're going to go over everything you need to know about fighting in the Red Village. If you just bought or received your first champion, here's how I recommend you get started. First things first, connect your wallet to the official TRV site linked below. Then name your barracks. Have fun with it, it's not permanent, and you can change it anytime you want. Also be sure to add your Discord handle, as we have community tournaments scheduled every week, and Discord is how you'll be updated on how to sign up for the finals of these tournaments. If you have a champ without a name, you should definitely name it before you get into its first fight. Hit this pencil icon, give it a sick name, and hit submit. Just keep in mind before you hit submit that names are currently permanent and there's no way to change. After that, it's time to enter your first fight. Go to the play tab and select tournaments. You can enter fights under the open tournaments tab. You'll see here that there are 5 distinct battle classes. TRV uses an elo system similar to chess. Every unblooded champ starts in heroic at 1800 elo. And they gain elo points by winning battles and lose elo points by losing battles. The tougher the opponent, the more points they gain for dubs and less points they lose for Ls. Every champion will belong to one of these 4 classes: Outlaw, Heroic, Legendary, or Immortal. Bloodbath is a free-for-all class where champions of all 4 classes can fight openly against each other. You can find his battle class by going to your barracks page and checking out his profile. If you have an unblooded champion, a champion that has never completed a fight, his first fight has to be a heroic free tournament. Click on the heroic tab and select a heroic tournament with a 0 USD prize pool. Then click on the champion you want to fight. If you try to enter any other type of tournament for its first blooding, it won't be visible to you in the sign-up screen. Whenever entering a tournament, be it with a blooded or unblooded champion, you will always have to choose one of 4 fighting stances, also referred to as fighting styles: aggressive, defensive, accurate, or balanced. Each stance gives a boost to certain traits. To make it easy to understand, using UFC and boxing terms, strength is your punching power or damage output, defense is your chin or damage mitigation, and attack is your consistency stat or damage variation. In addition to the specific boosts that come from each stance, every champion is also minted or summoned with a natural preference for a particular fighting stance that, when in it, significantly improves its ability to win fights compared to the other 3 stances. This preferred stance is completely unknown to you, the Battle Master, which is why discovery in this game is so important. I recommend that you spread your fights out across all 4 stances pretty evenly. 1 here, 2 there, so on and so forth, up to about 5. But hey, if you have a champion that starts popping off on one stance, there's just nothing like winning in this game. It's so much fun. Go ahead and keep running the champ in that stance for a while. You can always come back and test other ones later. Once you've racked up a few fights for your champ, there are some awesome third-party tools like TRV Tools, My Villagers, and Haku that you can use to make a deeper analysis of how your champ is performing across all stances. You can find the links to all 3 of those sites down in the description below, along with my video on how to do data analysis for your champions using those 3 sites. And of course, if you want some help, the Discord community is one of the best around and is always happy to assist new players. So back to the tourney signups. Pick your champ, then select your stance. The default stance is balanced. If you ever want to change that, you can select a new default stance on your champion's profile here. After selecting your stance, join the tournament and confirm your transaction. TRV has a gasless transaction system for all 8v8 tournaments, so you don't have to worry about any fees. Once you're in, especially if this is your first tournament in the Red Village, be sure to let us know so that we can hype you up and fill that tournament as soon as possible. Once filled, you can find your tournament under the Now Fighting tab, where a 5-minute timer counts down to the start of the match. The red icon here symbolizes any match your barracks has a champion in. Once the timer hits 0, you'll see Fighting Now and an eye icon here. Click this to watch your first fight. But first, be sure that you have the game loaded. If you see this graphic here, you'll need to click on it before you can view any fights. This allows you to choose if you want to save computer resources whenever you have the tournament page open. Once the fight starts, you'll see all 8 champions showcased, and then the algorithm randomly sorts them into 4 pairs. The champion with the smallest genotype, also known as R number, always strikes first. If the R numbers are the same, your champ has a 50% chance of going first. The first strike is always nerfed and significantly less powerful than a normal attack. But in a game that often comes down to just a few, even sometimes the very last hit point, every edge you can gain matters. So while having first strike advantage in a lower R number isn't overpowered, is definitely an advantage for sure. Champions trade basic attacks and misses along with special attacks and defenses that either hit insanely hard or mitigate a ton of damage. After each round, the winning champion advances, and in paid tournaments, the two champs in the final round split the prize pool, with 70% going to first place, 27.5% going to second place, and 2.5% returning to the Red Village community chest to be used for ongoing game development and free entry tournaments. There are also double up tournaments that give equal payouts to all 4 winners of the first round, along with conditionals for both win rate percentage and character class. These special tournaments have a daily rotation schedule that you can stay up to date on by checking out the event section in the TRV Discord link below. If you're not able to catch a fight live, that's totally fine. You can go over here to the results page, and every match with a red sword icon will show the results of a tournament one of your champs has fought in. And you can watch a replay of the fight by clicking on this button here, along with copying the link by clicking here. If you want a list of results for just your champ specifically, click on the filter icon here, toggle on My Champions Only, then hit Apply Filters. You can also grab a link of any tournament if you ever want to share it with someone. On your champ's profile, go to History, select Tournament History, and then on any tournament you want the link for, click here, and it'll pop up just like so. Speaking of the champ profile, let's go over a few more things on this page, and then I'll send you on your way with a few final tips. Under Statistics, you'll find the placement stats for both your champion overall and by stance. Under Traits, you'll see your champion's cosmetic traits down here, and up here, you'll see the ranges for its fighting traits. Wisdom is a mechanic that allows you to earn points by fighting and reveal a range of your champion's fighting traits that gets smaller and smaller the more you reveal. It's a huge help when wanting another indicator of a champ's fighting potential beyond win rate, and is a key factor in strategizing about optimal summoning pairs. You gain 1 point of wisdom for every free tournament and 4 points for every paid tournament. There are also bonus wisdom tournaments that are held in the village as well to give you a boost. Wisdom values are static, so you never lose or spend them when you reveal a trait. Fighting trait ranges start from 1 to 100, and you shrink that range 1 level at a time depending on your total wisdom points. In the future, you may be able to reveal multiple levels or traits all at once, but as of the filming of this video, that isn't an option. The current wisdom cap is 14,000 points, which will allow you to reveal a range of 20 for each fighting trait at max level. So even at max wisdom, you'll never have an exact value for your fighting traits, but with enough effort, you can get pretty damn close. It's important to note that the reveal process is both permanent and public. It's completely optional, but can never be undone. So consider that before doing any reveal. I'll talk more about wisdom and that new cool stat you see here, Omega, in a video link below specifically on champions. Here on the history page, you can see your tournament history, along with the buy-in amounts and your placement positions. You can see your ELO history, and also to the death, which is the 1v1 mode, which we'll talk about in another video. There's going to be a dedicated video on summoning, so we'll skip that for now, but if you ever do any summoning with your champs or have a half-blood and want to see who his parents are, you can do that on this tab as well. The Notes tab is a great place to add some lore for your champion. You'll also find links here to your champs page on Obasi and Haku. Haku is the preferred TRV marketplace, and you can find the link for their buy guide, along with the video about everything you need to know about buying champs, linked below in the description. To maximize your fun and fighting glory in the Red Village, I suggest you keep an eye on the event section of the Discord. There are weekly tournaments, both TRV and community-led, and large prize pool championships that are a lot of fun, with finals that are always streamed live on Twitch. You should also make it a habit to tune into the weekly TRV Spaces, the Village Idiots, hosted by a group of veteran battle masters and leaders of the community. There you'll find a lot of high-level strategy talk, alpha discussions, and even a fun segment called FUD Rockers, where we give critical feedback about improving the game in a positive way. The weekly Spaces is held every Alpha Thursday. Thursday to represent Thursday evening NA, and Friday morning Australia to represent the largest communities in the game. Alpha Thursday has become sort of a tradition in the Red Village, where the team drops juicy bits of alpha every week about game development and all the dope things that are happening in the Red Village. If there's anything you'd like to know right now that hasn't been covered already in this video, be sure to check out the TRV playlist link below, take a look at the official game guide under the Learn tab, or hit us up in the Discord chat right now, and we'll get you all sorted. Welcome, Battle Master, to the Red Village. You're in for a lot of fun and an amazing Web3 gaming experience. Your destiny is waiting, along with many great moments to be made along the way. If you still got a few minutes, here's a video with more depth going over everything you need to know about TRV champions. Best of luck to you and your champions in the arena.